Now the next category, with argument, without return. Now with argument means what? Now the calling function passes some values with a function call. See now. Here your execution starts with a main function. We declare two variables int a and b. We accept that two values a and b. Suppose a is equal to 1, b is equal to 2. Okay. Now this a and b is called as actual parameters. This called as a actual parameters. Okay, so which are the actual parameters? This a and b are the actual parameter, and we'll initialize a with 1, b is with 2. So for this, in a memory cell, I initialize actual parameter with 1 and 2. Okay. Now with this function call, I'll send the value of a and b, that is 1 and 2. So whenever we detect the function call, control hand over to your calling function add. Okay. Now here if you observe, we send two values 1 and 2. Of which data type? Integer data type. Now to receive that, we require extra two variables with the function call, that is called as a dummy parameters. So this a and b are the dummy parameters. Okay, so this one value is received by your a value. So this a is initialized with what? 1. This b is received by this b value. So this b is initialized with which value? 2 value. So if I'll draw this diagram, if you observe here, the actual a value is 1, that is received by dummy parameter a, and initialize that with the same 1. Similarly, the actual parameter b is received by dummy parameter b and initialized with value 2. Okay. So suppose anyone wants to change this name. So instead of a and b, if I want to change this name to suppose d and e instead of a and b. So this is what? This is your d, this is your d, and this is your e. This is perfectly okay. If you observe, if I'll keep the same name a and b, okay, and if you concentrate on this memory, the memory assigned for this a actual parameter is 1000. Memory assigned for this b parameter is 2000. Okay. So this a and b or actual parameters are the local variables for your main function. Okay. Now these values you are sending to dummy parameter, and instead of d, if I'll keep this a as it is. Okay. So this a is what? A dummy parameter, and the memory assigned for this is 3000. So this a is different, this a is different. This b is value as this b is assigned with value 2, and memory assigned for that is 2000. Now we are just passing this b value to another b variable, which is stored at memory location 4000. So this a is different, this a is different, this b is different, this b is different. Okay, So whenever we call any function with two values or two variables, these are called as the actual parameters. These actual parameters are sent, then this value is received by dummy parameter, another dummy parameter with the same data type. Similarly, if you send another value or another variable, for receiving that you require one more extra variable of the same data type. That means if this is integer, compulsory this would be your integer. See. Okay. Now I'll come back. This is A, this is again B. Okay. And now I want to perform the addition of these two variables. I'll take one more extra variable C. So now this is my C variable. Here I assume a memory 5000. Now this is a dummy parameter? No. This is what? A local variable of add function. Okay. Keep that. That is, this dummy parameter is different. This local variable, that means the scope of this C variable is limited up to this parenthesis. Okay. So here I declare one more variable C, and the addition of this A and B, that means 1 plus 2 is stored in C variable. So this C is now initialized with which value? 3. Okay. And immediately here I display the result, that is C is 3. So we display the result, and after performing this task we come back to our calling functions next line, and next line would be your end of your main function, and that is what? It just a stop. Okay. So I'll just draw the diagram. This is A and this is B. Assume a memory for this is 1000. Memory for this is a 2000. Okay. With this add function, I am sending A and B, which we initialize with 1 and 2. Okay. So whenever we call any function by passing A and B, these are called as a actual parameters. Okay. So after this we'll come to the definition of a function, and in a definition I'll write add, and now I want to receive this. So which value? I'll send integer value. To receive that I require next integer value. So here you can give another name or the same name, it's your choice. It's just a dummy parameter. So I write here A. So A is what? 1. So I am sending this one value with this. Now this dummy parameter A is initialized with what? 1. So again here I draw a diagram. So this is my next A. Memory initialized for this A variable is, suppose I am considering 3000. Okay. So this A, one value is come here, and now it is initialized with 1. After that, if you observe, after this comma I am sending the next value. So which value I am sending? Integer value. So to receive that, again I here give a comma, because now I want to accept the second value. So now for receiving this, I'll take one more extra variable of integer data type. That is, you can again give the same name or another name, it's your choice. So now if you observe which value I am sending here, 2 value. So 2 value is sent by actual parameter, it is received by dummy parameter b, and now this b is initialized with value 2. So this is b, this b. Memory initialized for this is 4000, and if you observe here, we are sending this value 2 over here. So these are what? Actual parameters. Okay, and we are saying these are what? A dummy parameters. Okay, so this is difference between actual parameter and a dummy parameter. Okay, now so this is your first style of writing, that is your header file, your main function, and in between we add a definition of user defined function. So if you observe here, the prototype declaration is not return, only a function call and the function definition. Whereas in this B style, if you observe, program starts with your main function. Here we call the function. This is what? A function calling. Function or control handover to your calling function. After performing this task, control handover back to your calling function's next line, and next line is what? It's just a stop. Okay, so in the second style of function writing, we require a prototype declaration, function calling, and function definition.